Why, Lonnie the theater lady, as I live and breathe.
Well, Mr. Brian Edward.
What's going on? What have you seen?
Oh my goodness gracious. I saw Boeing-Boeing at the CLO Cabaret.
The show's so nice they named it twice.
Very good. I like that. It was really a fast-paced, high-flying French farce written by Mark Camilletti.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know this, I thought it was kind of cool. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the French play that was performed more times than any other French play in the world. Kind of cool.
French play.
French.
Okay, so it is the most performed French play.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's a distinction.
That
of
is.
sorts.
I'm glad that it's in the World Book of Records for something very nice and not something ridiculous like most hot dogs consumed on a Tuesday or something.
Ooh, yeah, that'd
They
be
have
disgusting.
Weird Guinness World Book of Records things, and you know.
Well, that's true. Longest fingernails, longest.
Oh
toenails.
yeah, and then those two like motorcycle twins on the little mopeds. Yeah. But this has nothing to do with that.
No,
correct?
this is completely different.
Yes.
And it was written in the 60s, and it's a 60s kind of time period piece, which is really fun to listen to them talk about Pan Am and airlines that no longer exist. But anyway, it was the 2008 Tony Award winner for Best Revival on Broadway. And it won the Drama Desk Award that year for Outstanding Revival.
Okay, so people like this play.
People love this play.
Now tell me, what is funny about airline stewardesses? Because there's nothing funny when I fly.
Oh, there's a tremendous amount of comedy. And don't forget, this was in the 60s
when it was pleasurable to fly, probably.
And
right?
when flight attendants, what did they call them then? Stewardesses.
I believe they still call them that now, don't they? Or
I
do
think
they call them flight attendants?
now.
Okay.
And then they were stewardesses, and at that time, that was a very glamorous job.
Oh yeah,
And
see the world for free.
They were they were beautiful. That was part of the.
Did you have to be? Was that a prerequisite?
Mostly.
Like a Rockette.
Yes. And these actresses that played the three stewardesses in this show were definitely runway ready, and I don't just mean airport runway. They were gorgeous, and they needed to be for this part. So the story is. This Lothario playboy type, played by Tony Bingham, Bernard, had a lovely apartment in Paris, beautiful set with, you knew right away you were in for some fun when you saw the number of doors in the high ceiling curved set. So he had 3 fiancées from 3 different airlines, and he had the timetable, so he perfectly timed who was there when and who was leaving, who was coming. His maid, Bertha, who was Elizabeth Rulis. I'm not so good with pronunciations. Anyway, Elizabeth Rulis was the very disapproving maid who did not like the fact that she had to change the menu for every flight attendant because one was American, that was Gloria, and she was played by, oh gosh, Amanda. It was a beautiful Italian name, Pulcini, and I thought maybe she'd play the Italian, but she didn't. And of course had to have American food for her. And then the Italian Gabriella, which was played by Kelly Trumbull, had to have Italian food when she was there. And then the German, who was my favorite, Lisa Ann Goldsmith. Oh my gosh, she was like a Teutonic tornado on that stage. She took no prisoners. She had this very, very stern German accent. It was very funny when she came on the stage. I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen. She had a really hilarious role that she did really well. And Tony Bingham, of course, master of physical comedy, as was his friend Robert.
Now, what did
played
he do
by,
this? What did he?
Well, it was a long lost friend that just showed up at his door from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Some friend from, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago.
When you say friend and do this, that kind of implies
No,
something.
it was just that they were so different.
Oh, okay, so.
His friend Robert Connor McCandless was a nerd and a geek and totally appalled at first by this life that Bernard was living with these hostesses in and out and door slamming, and he got caught away. You know, his perfect little scheme failed. Well, they all ended up there at the same time. In one door, out the other. In the bathtub. In this room, out the other. Out the door.
I can see how this would be labeled a farce.
Oh, it was a fantastic, funny, farce, belly laughter throughout, and I think it was made even funnier by the really flawless performances by each of the actors. And it wasn't even so much what they said, it was how they said it and how they moved and their body language.
That's acting, yeah, good.
Yeah, and the emotion that they put into it. I just enjoyed every minute. The first act, as in all farces, it starts out a little slowly and you think, hey, wait.
I thought this was supposed to be
funny.
Yeah,
when's this going to get really funny? You know, I'm giggling, I'm laughing. Well, by Act 2, it was sustained laughter. This show was directed by Van Kaplan, who's directed over 100 different productions here and there. And the only other thing I think I'd really like to tell you is that I would call this show a first-class flight that never lost its altitude from beginning to end. I'm using all these aeronautic terms.
How long did it take you to come up with that one?
I was thinking of everything aeronautic I could.
Well done. How was your seat?
I had a great seat.
Did you have a lot of leg room? No crying babies on this flight?
No, it was perfect.
I just saw this on the news today that a plane was stopped in Alaska, I think, because there was a scorpion on the plane.
Oh my gosh, no.
And they said it bit a woman. And then I'm thinking, well, don't they usually sting and that's what kills you? But I guess it bit her. What was it doing on a plane in Alaska? Trying to get away, obviously.
Well,
for some,
probably in somebody's luggage. Trying to get away.
Right. When I think, oh, what do I, I'm lucky if I remember to bring my toothpaste, let alone my scorpion.
Wasn't there a movie about that? Scorpions on a plane?
I believe you are thinking of snakes on a plane.
I knew it was something really creepy.
You've never seen Snakes on a Plane?
No.
The film.